Good afternoon to all. Myself, B. Kurshid, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechatronics. Welcome you all for AICT sponsored 2-week online faculty development program on fostering ethics, moral values, and character building in technical education. I feel a honor to welcome Dr. Renuka R. Patil ma'am for this session. It's my pleasure to introduce today's resource person. Dr. Renuka R. Patil has completed her BE from REC CSE branch and MTech from SJCIT in CSE branch, and recently Madam has awarded as a doctorate under the guidance of Dr. Suresha, Principal SVC Bangalore in the domain of artificial intelligence for wireless sensor networks. And Madam has completed her post-graduation diploma course on machine learning and artificial intelligence from IIT Bangalore. She has 10 years of teaching experience, and Madam has published 15 publications in international national conferences, IEEE conferences, and elsewhere. She has invited as a resource person on latex with hands-on by NMIT, BGSIT, and in the session organized by Video for Research Scholar in RRCE College during 2016. She has also given more than 10 talks on latex, data structure, cyber security, and networks in various colleges. She is lifetime member of ISTE, IAENG, AMIE, and Institute of Scholar. We are very happy to have for this session, ma'am. Welcome you once again. You can take over the session, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Okay. Uh, I hope I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You are audible, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Could you please confirm me for the visibility of the screen?
Yes, ma'am. It's proceed. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thanks, ma'am.
Okay, madam.
Thanks once again for the introduction. Mm,
Okay, ma'am. Welcome you, ma'am.
okay. A hearty welcome for AICT sponsored 2 weeks online faculty development program phase 2 on fostering ethics, moral values, and character building in technical education, organized by Department of Mechatronics, SVC, Bangalore. So the topic what I have chosen for this session is ethics and value education. Let me go for slideshow. Yes. Yes. The topic what I have chosen for this session is ethics and value education. Why I went with this topic, I will tell or I'll explain in upcoming slides. But before proceeding with my topic, before sharing some concepts of ethics with you people, I thought of taking this opportunity to acknowledge my gratitude to each and every person who is behind this event, who made me to come here and give the session here. Gratitude is the fairest blossom which springs from the soul by Henry Ward Beecher. With this saying, I verbalize my deep sense of gratitude to the management, CED of SPGI, Dr. Shashidhar Munyappa sir, my guru, Dr. Suresha sir, Principal SPCE, Head of the Department of Mechatronics, Dr. Vijayashree Budharma, Head of Department of CSE, Dr. S.C. Lingareddy sir, coordinators of this event, and dear faculty friends, for having faith on me and giving me an opportunity to be the part of this FDP session as a resource person on the topic ethics and value education. The agenda for my session, it goes like this. So I'll start off with the ethics. We all know what you mean by ethics, but a few more points what I'm knowing. Those points I'll just share here. What is ethics? What are the principles of education? What is value education? Importance of value education, types of value education, initiative of value education in India, value education in school. So I differentiated value education, how it got started in India, that too, especially for schools and all. Of course, we teach ethics for our kids at home. But when they grow up, when they start going to school and all, the external environment will also affect the kids. So what the ethics is taught in school also matters, and how the behavior of kids in school in external environment also matters, how they are to be brought up. So that those things I just want to highlight. So, so I'll start off with the ethics. So it takes less time to do things right that to explain why you did it wrong. Yes, it's very much true. It's a saying by Henry Wadsworth. So it's like instead of doing like what if suppose we did a wrong thing, and it takes much time for us to explain why we did like this. Of course, whether it is knowingly done or unknowingly done. But for opponent, if it is like wrong, we need to give the clarification for the entire thing. So instead of that one, if we do the right thing, if the opponent is accepting our thing, what we have done, so no more arguments in that case. So the word ethics, it signifies a moral ground, an existence based on morals and principles, and also the values, moral values. It means moral principles which govern a person's behavior or the conducting of an activity. So ethics is basically like we should be able to judge. We should be in a position to judge which is right and which is wrong. So in the same way, why we need ethics in technical education? Not only in technical education, it is required in all the aspects, not only in education field, but also in organizations, academic organizations or IT sector also. This is very much required. In daily news or in newspaper, we used to read the some messages or some news like so and so person is being hired because that person was not like ethically fit, like that. So we don't know whether he might be right on his part, but the IT or organization might have taken a decision that he is wrong. Like many news we used to read, right? So it also matters. The ethical behavior also matters not only in education but also in the work area, whether it is academic working organization or it is an IT sector. So in technical education, after 4 years, a student will go for the IT field. Most of the students will go for IT field, right? So they also, based on their attitude, based on their behavior, the people will be judging. So if that person is not fit to be in that sector, definitely quite obviously will be fired. So that is what the thing which is going on, right? So ethics is also known as a moral philosophy. It's a branch of philosophy which involves systematizing, defending, and recommending concepts of right and wrong behavior. Yes. So types of the ethics, we need to analyze what are the different types of the ethics. It is like meta ethics, normative ethics, and applied ethics. So I have a differentiation between meta ethics and normative ethics with the diagram. But ethics, it is basically a set we say, or it is a group like integrity, moral principles, honesty, value, moral value, honor, choice, concise, responsibility, fairness, right? These all they are grouped and they are bundled in a word, single word called as the ethics. Okay. So what do you mean by meta ethics? It's one of the types of the meta ethics. Meta ethics, it discusses ethical claims. It seeks the answers to the nature of the ethics, judgments, and moral statements. And it is an ethical claim which will be made while keeping certain factors in mind. It may or may not be correct. Yes. Uh, just we tell that it shouldn't have happened like this or it should have happened like this. So there won't be any base. We just tell that, right? So some incident, based on some incident, we will be telling this shouldn't have happened like this, or it should, it would be more better if it would have happened like that. But for if any opponent asks what is the reason behind that statement, we will not be having answer for that one. So we just tell what it came to our mind. We just tell that, right? So normative ethics, the word normative signifies norms or rules to be followed. And yes, So if I'm doing any work means I need to follow some rules. An organization or any work area, it will be having its own rules or it's having its own norms we need to follow. When we are working under in that organization, we should follow the norms. It's like, if we are following the rules, we should, I mean, if we want to be there, we should follow the rules. Otherwise, we need to quit, right? If we are not able to follow the protocols, what we can teach to the students. It's like that. So the definition of normative ethics can be stated as laying certain rules about the good or bad and following them diligently. Right? That is, so say a person may analyze his actions and classify them as good or bad based on the norms. It may not be necessary that the good actions indicate good person. Yes, exactly. Based on any activity, if any person committed mistake for once, we cannot, based on that one, we cannot judge completely, right? He is bad. Right? Some situation, some scenario might have pushed him to do that action or to do that work, right? Based on that one, we cannot judge any person good or bad. So applied ethics is a philosophical examination from a moral standpoint of particular issues in private or in public life, which are matters of the moral judgment. Like these ethics we apply outside, like business ethics, professional ethics, machine ethics, relational ethics, military, public service, bioethics, and all. So not only like in court and all, right? So lawyers will be quite obvious. A lawyer will be arguing um, in favor of his client only, his or her client, right? So even though if a client has done a mistake, right? So they have to defend their client, right? So of course, it might be wrong for an opponent, but they are following some aspects, right? So here is a diagram, here is a picture which differentiates between the meta ethics and the normative ethics. It's like there are two persons which are telling, right? Is it wrong to kill one person to save many lives, right? So it is a normative ethics question the good or bad of an action. He doesn't know, right? He doesn't, he's not giving any answer that one. He is just asking, right? He doesn't know what is good and what is bad. So he just tell that, is it wrong to kill one person to save many lives? So the opponent will say it is wrong to kill. So this is telling which is good and which is, but of course it is wrong to kill one person to save many lives. In some aspects, they not like if we take the bus driver and the passengers as example, we will not be able to judge, right? So some conditions will be there where we cannot judge which is good or which is bad. Components of ethics, what and all will group into the ethics like honesty, integrity, transparency, accountability, confidentiality, respectfulness. These all are bounded to form the ethics. Okay, so I'll just go through each and every point here. Honesty, it is the best policy, and if I lose my honor, I lose myself. Yes, very true. So it's a saying by William Shakespeare, one of the greatest philosophers. He says like honest is the best policy. If I lose my honor, I lose myself. So we should be honest. To gain anybody's trust, we should be honest to them, right? We should follow some honesty policies. Honesty, it refers to a facet of moral character and denotes positive, virtuous attributes such as integrity, truthfulness, and straightforwardness, along with the absence of lying, cheating, or theft. For this one, in the morning, I got one video, WhatsApp video. I thought of sharing. It may suit for this point. It is of just 4 to 5 minutes. I'll just play this video. Question mark, could you please confirm me?
Yes, ma'am. Audio
Is the
is
audio?
it's not
Is there,
it's not hearing now.
okay, no problem. Anyhow, we have that captions done. I'll just play this. No. Sorry, there wasn't a volume for that one. Sorry for that. I thought like captions were there. It will be understood. Fine. The what goes around comes around. So that is what the thing. So he gained her trust, and she helped him like that. So honesty plays. He behaved very honestly in returning her ring back, which was. I mean, she said that. Uh, it is just a moral of the story regarding the honesty. And one more thing, I have two pictures here. One is regarding honesty. I mean, both are for honesty only. And in this one, somebody might have lost, like one kid is running behind an adult saying that it is your cash she had lost it since. So be truthful in what you do and say. You should be very truthful. We should be very truthful like that. So this is the picture which is at right side of the screen. It tells, yeah, we all have heard this story during our child age, right? So that is a woodcutter who will be leading his life by selling the cutting the woods and selling them in the market, right? So one day he lost his eggs in the water. He prays for the god as he doesn't know swimming. He prays for the god. All of a sudden, God appears and asks, well, "How can I help you like that?" And the woodcutter says that I lost my eggs in the river. Then God will get the golden one, silver one, and at last wooden one. Because the woodcutter at the first stage, when he got a golden eggs, he refused, like rejected, it's not mine, saying that. Silver one also, it's not mine, like that, right? So when he got the wooden eggs, he accepted, saying that it is mine. So for that reason, God gave all three eggs just like that. So this is what the story we heard in our child age, right? So this is what regarding the honesty. And come for the integrity. Second point of the ethics, like integrity without knowledge is weak and useless, and knowledge without integrity is dangerous and dreadful. Quite obviously, knowledge without integrity is dangerous. It's one of the best sayings by Samuel Johnson. And the word integrity is derived from Latin objective integer, that means wholeness. So it's a concept of consistency of actions, values, methods, measures, principles, expectations, and outcomes. So based on this one, integrity has to be analyzed. So it can be regarded as an opposite of hypocrisy, which it regards internal consistency as a virtue. Okay, so integrity, we say right, wrong is wrong, even if everyone is doing, right? Right is right, even when no one is doing. Okay, we need to accept this. Things, I mean, we should not be having that hallucination, or we should not be under the assumption that if all are doing this work, we need to know, we need to judge whether it is a right thing or a wrong thing. So in the same way, we need to train the students which is to be done and which is not to be done, right? So integrity, doing the right thing even when nobody is looking, even though, don't do it for others' sake. If you are feeling, if we are feeling that this action is right to do, we need to. So no, it's not required to to gather the opponent's what do you say, right? So if I felt that it is good thing to do, I'm doing like that. Honesty, strength, character, honor. Be true to yourself. High standards. Help others. Keep your promises. Doing things well. So these are all the parts of the integrity. Transparency. This is very much required when especially in relationship like family relationship or friendship. So we should be very transparent. We should not drag any person in in the a wrong direction. Okay, so a lack of transparency results in distress and a deep sense of insecurity. That is by Dalai Lama. Okay, transparency is a general policy. So same with the honesty, transparency also plays a vital role. Like to gain the trust of an opponent, we should be very honest, like that only transfer we should be very transparent to the person. So it is implemented by a set of policies, practices, share the things. Then only it's not only good information, bad information, or any personal information. If you're feeling that person, opponent, it will help you in any way, we can share our things. If not, also doesn't matter. At least somebody is there to listen our thoughts. Somebody is there to listen our happiness, share our happiness like that. We should be very transparent, right? It allows citizens to have accessibility, usability, utility, understandability, informativeness, and audibility of information and process held by centers of authority. Okay, transparency. Hurt me with a truth, but never comfort me with a lie. Yes, I can't bear a lie. That's the policy of this transparency. So everybody says that only. You hurt me with the truth. I will accept it. We say that only, right? At least you tell me the truth, right? In the same case, in class also, for assignment submission from the students will be asking whether you have written in the why students made us to ask such questions. So in the beginning, we will be like we will be thinking that okay, these students have submitted the assignment. While correction, while doing the correction, if we come to know that it has been copied or it has been written by somebody else and submitted by this person, that time we will be next time we go and ask that person whether you have written this assignment by yourself or copied it from somebody else or you made others to write and submit it like that or you have taken anybody's help. Fine, you take the help, but don't submit the assignment written by get it written by somebody else, right? So we ask that student, tell me the truth, but don't ever, if you were not able to do it, fine, we will accept it. But if you want time, you ask for the time, we will give, but don't ever come with lie saying that it is done by you, even though it wasn't done like that. The saddest thing about betrayal is that it never comes from your enemies. This is most acceptable point um, generally, right? So accountability is often used synonymously with such concepts as answerability, blameworthiness, liability, and other terms associated with the expectation of account giving. So accountability, if I'm like it's kind of gratitude, right? If I'm taking help of any person in one or the other way, it should be we should be very conscious to that one, right? Same way, without expectation, we need to help others. And if it comes or doesn't come, that is we should be least bothered for that. Okay, so it is an acknowledgement and assumption of responsibility for actions, products, decisions, and policies, and are answerable by for resulting the consequences. And it doesn't exist with proper accounting practices, right? Accountability. So here it is, and not only that, it's not only the helping matter of helping, but also in any organization or in any workplace, a leader is asking something that some mistake has happened in the group, right? A leader is asking who has done this, who has done this mistake. We should be able to accept the mistake which is done by us. In the same way, we need to train the students, or we need to give this ethics, we need to give this point to accept the mistake. So we say that, right? Generally, if crime is done by any criminal, we ask them, accept it, you will be less punished, right? Like that. So that is what accountability says. Confidentiality, again, it is one of the points in ethics. Confidentiality is a virtue of the loyal, as loyalty is a virtue of faithfulness. And it's a saying by Edwin Lewis. So confidence is an essential ethical principle of desertion associated with a profession such as medicine, law, psychotherapy, and all. Especially in medicine and law, this point is to be taken care very much. In law and mediation, medical things, these exist communications between client and the professional, which are privileged communications. If they are to be kept secret means should be, right? Quite obviously, generally, if we go to hospital and ask for any patient's records, they will not give it. They are maintaining. I mean, that is the decision. That was the promise that medical hospital people had taken. So they are maintaining it very confidentially. Like in business, the confidentiality of information, a mainstream adoption of the need to know. Yes, this is very important in the business field. So in military, yes, quite obvious. Again, not only here, in Navy also. So in military, it is a basic to security of corporate information. So not only regarding military or these fields, in our organization also, we should not leak out the things. Okay, we should not Not only this one, we should not talk behind about our organization in front of anybody like that. This was the case, that was the case. No, okay. So thing is, if uh, we are fine with this organization, continue. Otherwise, leave it. So no need to talk about that one, right? So confidentiality of a personal health information, if it is to be maintained secret, so it should be maintained. Respectfulness. I'm not concerned with your liking or disliking. Yes, whether you like me or doesn't like me, that is not a matter. All I ask is that you respect me as a human being. So it's one of the sayings by Jackie Robinson. It gives a positive feeling of esteem for a person and conduct respect representative of that esteem. Respect can be specific feeling of regard. Yes, it's one way of acknowledging the gratitude. You are respecting any person. You are respecting not only elders. We need quite always for our kids we say you should respect the elders. Not only elders, if he is junior also, we should respect that person also. Right? Whatever respect we need to give to that person, it should be given. He deserves that. He or she deserves that. Right? Regard for the actual qualities of one respected. We need to respect is earned. Yes. So after analyzing what is respect, honesty, loyalty, and all, respect is earned, honesty is appreciated, truth is gained, loyalty is returned. Yes, these are the things. And after this, let me go for the principles of education. We have 7 principles for education, like encourage contact between students and faculty. Yes, first we should, yeah, that's what based on the previous slides we went with the honesty, trustworthy, like that, right? Transparency and all. So these, I mean, to build a new relation, these ethics, these points will play a vital role. If I want to build a good student relationship with me, so, or faculty and student relationship, so faculty should be very transparent, very honest. Then only student will gain that. He or she may be think that, oh, no, no, that faculty is so and so, like that, right? So encourage contact between students and faculty, develop reciprocity and cooperation among the students. Yes, encourage active learning. So we need to support for the group discussions. That's why in IT sectors and all in placement activities, they will keep this one separate round for the group discussion. So that is the that's the one which shows how much you are active in the group. So what is your what you can say? How will you interact with your group members like that? Give prompt feedback. Emphasize. Yes, it's very much give prompt feedback not only about the faculty but also about the student, right? So grudge is different. Leave about that one, but the prompt, what is it? So we should give a good feedback. Emphasize time on task. Communicate high expectations. Respect viewers, talents and ways of learning. Okay, so aims of education. Yeah, why are we getting educated? Not only for uh, the life, but also we should be recognized by somebody else, right? In the same way, students should be recognized. We need to train, apart from the syllabus, we need to train the students in such a way that they should have good name in the society. They should be recognized by their relatives, their friends, forever, right? So acquisition of the knowledge, self-preservation. So we should not lose our identity also. That is also a very important aspect. Okay, so we should not lose our identity. Acquisition of knowledge, self-preservation, harmonious development, complete living, humanization, highest degree of individual excellence, is social efficiency, professional efficiency. These are the aims of the education. Next comes the principles of ethical power for an individual. So why we need this one? So purpose of this principle, purpose of this ethical power should be made analyze for the students. Pride, patience, persistence, perspective. So these are the 5 points which will tell the ethical power or which will deal about the principles of ethical power in all the aspects, in all the not only for the organizations in technical education, but in all the aspects it is needed. So after discussing this one, so okay, we are going with the morality. So what is morality? It's a stand. Ethics and morality. moral values. They are related. I'll tell that in upcoming slides. Morality is a standard of society which is used to decide what is right and what is wrong. Yes. So it is a one which is making us to behave ethically, right? So an example of morality is the belief by someone that it is wrong to take what doesn't belong to them, even if no one would know. So this is the morality. So what is morality? Relate to the concepts of what is right or wrong in a particular society, what is acceptable or not acceptable, unacceptable conduct in the society known as the moral attitudes, right? We'll be having two thoughts. One is one is may one is a good mind, bad mind. Bad mind which is pulling towards the wrong thing. Good mind is the one which is pulling towards the right thing. So this decision is nothing but the ethics. Okay, morality. So it is making us to behave ethically in the society as rules of conduct that are associated with certain distinctive psychological and social attributes. Yes, those who obey the moral rules will tend to feel the sentiment known as the virtue, and if he or she disobeys the morality rules, he or she tend to feel guilty. Quite obvious, right? So later, after doing the wrong thing, we at some point of time we will be feeling guilty, but by the time I mean, it would have gone, everything would gone over, right? Got over. Stawson in 1961, as he stated the statement based on the morality like rules or the principles governing human behavior which apply universally within a community or the class. Types of the moral values. So we have two types of the moral values. One second, sorry. One is microethics, other one is microethics. This approach stresses more on the problems that occur on a daily basis in the field of engineering and its practice by the engineers. Microethics, it's an approach which deals with the social problems which are unknown and however these problems may unexpectedly face the heat at both regional and national level. Yes. Engineering ethics, we divide two types of engineering ethics like microethics and macroethics. Microethics for an individual might be related to an individual. Similarly, professional ethics, this is individual ethics, which is dealing about the honesty, integrity, and the fairness. Professional ethics, so competency, adherence to the safety, ensuring the quality. Microethics, it is completely for the again professional ethics and also it is dealing about the social ethics, how we need to behave in the society, right? Professional ethics, product liability, environmental protection, public welfare, sustainable development, and bioethics. They are for the social ethics. Dimensions of morality. We have the morality in three dimensions. We explain the morality in three dimensions like rules, responsibility, and respect. So we need to follow the protocols when we are working under any organization or in any field, right? Responsibility. What is our responsibility? That is to be taken care. So if I'm recruited for this one, I need to do a particular job. I need to do that, right? That is my responsibility. And respect. Yes, as I mentioned, we should respect when we want us to be respected, right? So we should respect the others, only then others will respect us. Yes, this morality, it was nicely stated by Kolsberg with six stages. At what age we are going to learn what, right? So if the six stages are principles, social contract, law and order morality, good boy or girl attitude, self-interest, avoiding punishment. Okay, so the first two basic levels, they are for the age of 3 to 7. It's for basically the kids, that is pre-conventional. We call it as a pre-conventional. So according to Kohlberg, it is these two stages, they are called as a pre-conventional. Next, after 7 years of age, that is from 8 years to 13 years. So what moral values we are giving for our kids? So that is called as a conventional stage. And the last one, after 13 years, whatever we are getting the inputs, whatever, however we are getting trained. So that is called as a post-conventional stage. So it's especially for the adulthood. So in case of pre-conventional, what happens? We teach the kids for the with a moral reasoning based on reward or punishment. We don't know whether a kid may be rewarded or it may be punished, right? So by when a kid will be rewarded, when the kid will be punished, that differentiation we need to put. Those points have to be put in this age, that is during the pre-conventional. And next, okay, by this time, most of the kids would have got the knowledge to differentiate between good and bad. So they are having what do you say? They are having ability to take a decision whether it is good or bad or right or wrong, like that. Okay, so good boy or girl attitude. By that time, they'll be having their, I mean, his or her attitude. The law and order morality. Okay, and the last one is social contract and principles. So this is for the post-conventional. This is mainly for the adults. Morality in an organization. Yes, we are having the human relationship, personal values, and the corporate values. So personal values already we have before joining any organization or before the students enter any organization. They'll be having their own characteristics. They'll be having their own basics, right? So after joining the organization or after joining any college or school, those basics may be changed, okay, based on the external environment. So personal values that individuals hold and also guide their activities, including the work. Corporate values, it composes of personal values and more, and which is sum of all the parts, which is greater than the individuals. Yes. So here the basics what he learned before joining, apart from that one, the external environment, how it is influencing a student or a person also matters. So human relationship, personal and organization morality. Yes, this uh, uh, we already discussed in the previous slide when we discussed about the ethics. Okay, so morality, it changes required to support moral development, which are like shifting the focus from teaching moral values for supporting moral development. Okay, due to recognition to the role of an initial nurturing and yes environment and emergent emotional stability as essential for moral education. This is very, I mean, one of the important points to be kept in mind, right? So, and dialogical engagement with the child and not an authorization prescription, a supportive rather than judgmental approach. Yes. So when a student does a mistake, some at some point we should support that, right? That's what from the beginning of my session I was telling. A person might have done a mistake knowingly or unknowingly, right? Uh, Situation might have pulled that person to do that one. So we need to analyze why he or she did like that. So afterwards, we should come to the conclusion whether he or she should be punished or excused. So in evaluation, independence and authenticity in decision making should rate higher than unthinking, compliance, and caring. Sensitive approach should count for more than inflexible application of moral norms. Yes. So that's what uh, it's left to. I mean, after analyzing whether he has done right thing or why he did wrong thing, so that after that only we need to take a decision whether he is to be punished or excused. So recognition of the need for specialized teacher preparation for the normal education must. So one of the next concept is what is value education. So value education is a process of function. Nowadays, according to NCRT, value education is considered as one of the subjects for the kids in the syllabus. Yes, it's one of the syllabus or it's one of the subjects for the kids in according to NCERT. Why the government has come up with this rule, we'll discuss in the upcoming slides. So value education is a process of function which gives moral value to each other, right? It helps in development of individual personality that society considers significant. right? So how a person should be behave in a social environment. So that is nothing but the value education. The aim of the value education is not only to conceive but also follow them to daily life attitude and behavior, which gives the community by ended good relationship or good citizenship and integrity. So value education, it is must for building any uh, new relationship or new friendship like that. So discrete sections of value education are explicit value education, other one is a implicit value education. So when you see this diagram, the value education, it is having, or it is the basic thing which is consisting of these 10 factors, that is responsibility, share and care, doing your best, respect, freedom, honesty, trust, understanding, reuse and recycle, forgiveness. So these 10 points are must in friendship or in any relationship, like faculty and student relationship, or in any relationship, or to build a bond between two persons or number of persons, this value education plays a vital role. Like explicit value education, it relates to the teaching system that shows how the instructors and professors use their pedagogies, designs, or plans to create consistent learning experience for the students. Of course, apart from the syllabus, we need to train the students how they should behave in the next working area, right? So that is, I mean, we need to use these pedagogical systems, right, that to train the students. Of course, syllabus and all, now the students are very, very smart, right? So more than will be, they will be knowing more than us. So apart from that, we need to train the students with the new technologies, with the new behavioral things. Implicit value education, it includes the activities compared to the invisible curriculum of learning. Yes, it is bounded only for the curriculum related things. That is implicit value education. Importance of value education. Why should we go with the value education? So when a person is to be recognized in the society, he should be ethically proven, or we should appreciate that person. We should talk a good words about that person. So to uh, speak good words about that person, this value education is very, I mean, that person should have undergone with these value education points. So which it enhances level of deeming in democratic behavior, capabilities to understand various religious faiths. Yes, value education not only concerned with the education, but also it's not only for the teaching, but also for some social education. That is there in the next slide. Helps students to become responsible and practical. It increases recognition about the nation. Yes, it improves integral growth of the people and gives sustainable lifestyle. So it likes types of value education. We have four types of the value education. Human values, right? Human values. How bonding is existing between set of person, set of people is it's because of few points like truth, love, peace, liking, and all, right? So non-violence. So these are the some points which are treated as the human values. So which builds a, bond between the people, right? Next we have the social value. Social value, it's not only, I mean, complete in the society, how we should be, right? Homelessness, housing, asset development, healthcare, human rights, income support. So those are the social values. Next, when we go for the religious values, it's about the religion, peace, religious, so self-interested, community, stealing political. These are the some points which will be coming across under the religious values. And we have one more type of the value education, that is professional values. So professional values, yes, very much required. That is teamwork. So profession, we have heard many stories related to the teamwork, right? So an event will be successful only when good teamwork is there. Okay, so professionalism, integrity, consistency, they all are accountability, respect, just whatever we discussed in the previous slides, they all are related to the professional values. So these are the four types of the value education. Next, initiative of value education in India, how it got initiated. So it got started in the year 1999. Like the report on value education, it had been declared on the recommendation of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Human Resource, that is HRD department, right? So they started with, so apart from the education, apart from the curriculum, the students have to be trained with these value education, these moral values also. So it came up in the year 1999. Next, in 2000, to enhance the grounds for building the value-based education program, the NCF for school education observed in the year 2000. So it stated that truth, ethical conduct, peace, admiration, and non-violence are the core terrestrial values. That was yes, in the year 2000. Next, as I mentioned already, like NCRT, in the chapter entitled the cultural perspective, below subheading Institute of Moral Policy on Education, so it has been included in all the schools, that is according to NCRT. So it has been teaching the moral values, teaching the value education has been included. The center was inaugurated on, yes, that is for the NCRT, inaugurated on 14 September 2000, was set up by a National Resource Center for Value Education, that is NRCVE at NCRT, as an upshot of strategic devising to accomplish the purposes of value-based education at school boards in the nation and to connect with various organizations and also NGOs. They are working in the area of value education, which has been taken up for working within and outside India to develop different organizations or the NGOs. Okay? So this is for the initiation of the value education. So value education in school. So why do we need in school? Yes, that is a age. At what age? I mean, during. I mean, that is a period. The students have to be trained up, or they have to be given with a good moral values. So in school, students prepare for the better world they have to face further, and it teaches about the globe around us, makes ready for further success with all the required skills, which are the skills, social skills, behavior skills, and workplace skills. So these three factors will be taught under this NCRT section in all the schools which are coming under this NCRT. So with these some points, I want to conclude the session. Like we have learned value education means learning or studying, endure acquaintance or aesthetic convention. Yes, see, so how we behave, that is reflected on the students or an opponent. It will be reflecting on the opponent. They will be judging us how we are, right? So value education is all about achieving the advancement of the existing technologies and conveying to our upcoming generation, right? So value education or the points, whatever we dealt in the previous slides, apart from that, a few more points are there. That is love, integrity, discipline. Yes, this is must, right? So cleanliness, we should we should keep clean ourselves, our environment, right? So compassion, honesty, non-violency, humility, service, frugality, courage, and industry. These are all again the points for the value education. So through education, we are living our lives in a peaceful society, which preserves the healthy life. So this is, I bounded in this one. I just put this image as a conclusion part. So these points are to be bonded together. Um, if you have any questions.
As of now, there is no questions, madam. There are no
Okay.
questions.
Okay, sir. Okay, fine then. Shall I wind up?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I take this opportunity to thank you on behalf of management, department, organizing committee, and on my own behalf, ma'am. The session was really good, knowing the type of ethics and knowing the type of moral values. And the video which you have played, really, it was mind blowing, ma'am. Even though there was no volume, but it has created a more sound in us. By showing the meaning of a honesty, really, honesty changes the human career also. I really believe on that, ma'am. Thank you once again, ma'am. Thank you
Thank you,
very
ma'am.
much.
Sorry for, as it was not audible. Sorry for that one.
No, ma'am.
Thank
Even
you,
though
ma'am.
that video was silent, it has created a sound in the heart. A honesty plays a very important role. It was very good, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Thank you so much. Okay, ma'am. Kind of this.
We'll wind the session.